Why did this guy appeal his ticket?
So he, being both a lawyer and a guy who knows computer programming, started looking into it, and he found out that these cameras have a margin of error of plus or minus 1 mile an hour. So he thought, well, if I'm at 61, I could just as well have been going 60, which is kind of within that 10-mile-an-hour grace area, and I shouldn't be getting a ticket. So he fought the argument through both the DMV, which is your first level of appeal, and then through the court system, and finally he got the court system to agree with him. So the DC Court of Appeals said, yeah, there was a margin of error. The city couldn't prove that he was actually going 11 miles an hour over the speed limit like they originally claimed.
This has the possible impact for thousands of people who've gotten tickets that are at that 1 mile per hour cusp. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the majority of people who get speeding tickets in the district get them for going 11 to 15 over the speed limit. That's something like 1.9 million tickets a year out of the 3.5 million traffic camera tickets across the board. But you can get higher fines if you're going 16 to 20 over, or if you go 21 to 25 over, you're paying hundreds of dollars in fines. And there's arguments for that, but his appeal could play into other people who maybe they get caught going 17 over, and they can say, well, technically I wasn't going 17 over because of this margin of error. Maybe it was 16, maybe it was 15, so I have to get the lower fine, not the higher one.
As a reporter, I kicked myself that I didn't think to ask this question years ago. I mean, why is this the first guy? We've had speed cameras for years now. Why did it take this long for someone to look at this margin of error?
Well, I think it's two things. Both, he's an attorney, so he kind of has the time, he knows his way around the law, and he represented himself, so he didn't have to pay for a lawyer, and he didn't have to put the cost up himself. Second of all, he told me he was into computer programming before he went to law school, so he understood the technicalities here, and he knew that there was a margin of error to everything. He was able to find it, he was able to find the exact number, and then build the case on that. So it took kind of the fact that he was a really quirky guy who was very committed to this cause.
I guess, and you've heard from other motorists who are now looking to appeal their tickets based on this guy's ruling?
Well, not even motorists. I've heard from other lawyers, other attorneys. There's one attorney I spoke to who works for a firm that specializes in class action lawsuits, and they started looking into this now based on this ruling to see, is there a universe of drivers out there that have had the same experience that could be a class for a bigger lawsuit against a district to potentially get money back for tickets they've already paid for. So I think some drivers have told me that they've appealed and they've been successful now, but I think it's more interesting to see how lawyers are going to take this case up and run with it.
A spokesperson for DDOT sent a statement to News 4, writing in part, quote, "The Riccardi case centers on regulatory requirements that have not kept pace with technology and current standards rather than the accuracy or effectiveness of the program. DDOT is reviewing regulatory and administrative changes to accurately reflect the current state of operations and standards."